Hey, we're getting to the part every dispatcher enjoys the most. You found a great load, you filled out the documents, you're just sitting there waiting, sipping coffee, completing other tasks, and suddenly an email arrives with the subject line rate confirmation. At this moment, each dispatcher releases serotonin, the hormone of happiness. But your work doesn't end here. Let's figure out what we're supposed to do with this email. A rate confirmation, also known as a load confirmation, is a legally binding document that confirms the agreed upon rate and load details between the broker and the carrier. This document contains a full load description, loading and unloading times, special instructions, and most importantly, the agreed upon rate. It's our job to check this document and sign it. Let's take a look at the sample rate confirmation. Okay, so I found this old rate confirmation that we can use as an example. Let's just see what it contains. So this one is called Carrier Rate and Load Confirmation, and it came to us from a broker called Steam Logistics or Steam Logistics International. We have their full address here, and we have the contact of the person who sent it to us, Sean Merriman, and we have his email, sean.merriman@steamlogistics.com. So we have the load number here, 132061, the date, this was, it's an old rate confirmation, this was back in 2021, it's September. By the way, you probably already noticed in the US they write the months first and then the date, so 09 is September, and then 14 is the date of 2021. Equipment type, dry van, bill of lading number, they have a space for a bill of lading number, but they haven't included it. And then motor carrier, so here it's not listed, but typically it would list the name of the motor carrier. So once again, if it was our sample Dimitri Logistics, it would say motor carrier Dimitri Logistics, and then it would have my contact, phone number, or my email. Total weight, we know the exact weight of the load, 26,438 pounds. And we're moving to shipper pickup. So this is stop 1, where we're picking up the load. The facility has a strange name, K1486 NSD DC. So this is probably just a name of some kind of a warehouse. That's why it has such a strange name. And it's located in a city called Rialto. CA is abbreviation for California, so it's in Rialto, California. And here we have the full address of this facility, 1686 West Baseline Road, Rialto, California, USA, and the zip code 92376. Expected date, this is the date we have to show up for the pickup, 0915, so this is 15 of September 2021. Shipping receiving hours are not listed, but appointment required, yes, so there's a strict appointment, and we have the appointment time 14:15. So 2:15 p.m. Contact is not listed. Pickup instructions, there are no specific instructions, but there are shipper reference numbers, we have 3 numbers here, and pickup delivery numbers, we have also 3 numbers here. So all of this good stuff, all these numbers is what we're going to be sending to the driver. And when the driver arrives, he's going to show the manager, the facility at this warehouse or whatever it is, he's going to show them these numbers, and they will know exactly what product needs to be loaded in this truck, and they will know what truck has arrived and what is prepared for it. And the same thing for the consignee. Sometimes delivery is called a consignee, receiver, stop 2. So this one is called Unified Western Grok Commerce Distribution, and once again we have an address. It's also in California, different city, Commerce, California. Expected date 0916, so this is the next date, and once again we have a fixed appointment at 16:30 or 4:30 p.m. Delivery instructions: arrive 30 minutes early, keep doors sealed, well, this is an abbreviation, so confirmation number is this long number, and then once again consignee references and pickup delivery numbers. Once again, all of this is just needed for the driver. This is something you must send to the driver when you're sending him the instructions. If you're working with an owner operator, you can just send him this rate confirmation directly. If you're working with a driver, you will need to get these instructions separately. Actually, they put them very conveniently so that you can actually take a screenshot if the driver is okay with that, and just send them the screenshot. That will save you some time. Next, shipment information. As you can see, we don't have the number of units, we don't have any information on the packaging, we only have the weight and commodity description. So all we know actually is that we're moving snack foods, which I mean tells us nothing, could be anything, and we know the exact weight. So we don't have all of these descriptions, but this is something the driver will receive when he comes to the pickup, when they give him the papers, the bill of lading. The bill of lading must have all of this information, and obviously you can ask the driver to send it to you so you have full information. How is the product packaged? If it's snack foods, it's probably packed, I don't know if it's potato chips or something, it's packed in its normal packaging, and then it's put into boxes, and then boxes are put into pallets. So in the bill of lading, you should have information about the number of boxes, the number of pallets. And carrier fees. Net freight charges $750, total cost $750. I'm not sure why they put it 2 times, but we know that this load is paying $750. If you're interested about the rate per mile, actually how we check the exact mileage on the load. When we're negotiating with the broker, initially we don't have the exact address. The broker will not provide us the exact address until we book the load and receive the rate confirmation. But now that we have the exact address, I can just copy it, go to my Google Maps, input the pickup location, go like this, and then copy the address for the delivery location. Now let's see what this load was paying. So actually it's only 50 miles. This is a very short run. Just 50 miles, and they're paying $750. So the rate per mile is very high. This is what typically happens on short loads. Because this load takes a full day, you pick up on the 15th and deliver on the 16th, they can't really pay $100 or $200. Nobody's going to book it, so they pay the low mileage loads always have a high rate per mile. And finally, we have some additional notes here on the bottom. All shipments are subject to Steam's broker carrier agreement. So obviously before we started working with this broker, we signed the carrier agreement. No double brokering, which means we cannot resell this load, so we cannot rebroker this load. We book this as a carrier and we must ship this load. Please send final invoices and documents to ap@steamlogistics.com, so we already know where to send the invoice to. Invoices will not be processed without POD. POD is proof of delivery. It's the signed bill of lading that the driver receives when he delivered the load. And if you're a Triumph Pay customer and would like quick pay, then please send invoices and POD to quickpay@steamlogistics.com for priority processing. So this is just information for when the load is already delivered, where to send an invoice. If you want quick pay, you send an invoice to a different place. So this is actually important information for a dispatcher or for whichever person in the company will be doing invoicing. That's it. This rate confirmation actually doesn't have a spot for signing, but all rate confirmation needs to be signed. So even though it doesn't have a spot for signing, what you would do is you would sign the rate confirmation in whatever space is blank, whatever space is available, and then you would send it back to the broker. After sending the signed rate confirmation back to the broker, the load is officially booked. Now we need to coordinate our driver and make sure he starts moving to the pickup. If the carrier you're working with is an owner-operator, he's the company owner and the driver. In that case, you can just send him the rate confirmation directly. But if you're working with a company that has a hired company driver that gets paid by the mileage, typically the owner doesn't want him to see the whole rate con. In particular, owners don't want their drivers to see the rate the load is paying and the broker from whom the load was booked. In this case, you will write out the driver's instructions and send them to the driver separately via email or text message. Making driver's instructions is super simple. Just include all the information from the rate confirmation, except the rate itself and the name of the brokerage. Make sure it contains all the info the driver needs. time and place of loading and unloading, cargo type and weight, all the reference numbers, temperature, and other additional instructions. There isn't one single template on how to send driver instructions. Just ask your driver what's the most convenient form for him to receive it.